We're back. You're in.
Can you hear me?
I got you.
That was gangster right there. Is D on there?
Yeah, he'll be here in a second.
Yeah. I was like,
he called the media timeout.
I guess so. They gave me a technical right there, man. Oh man. You at the game tomorrow?
Come on now. You know this. You know this. I don't know what's going on. They're not letting people in. I don't know if they're letting people in Burncoat. Do we go there?
I gotta put you on the list, bro. I'll send it over. That's next week, right? I don't remember. I don't even know the game. I have my calendar set for. Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. I'll leave that one alone. I already got a circle on my calendar, so.
Hey, way to be smart. Way to be smart, D. Good
question. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I got something circled on my calendar, but I don't know my schedule like that. The kids gonna like this weekend. I said weekend off. I'm gonna let your bodies, relax after the Friday night game. They were so psyched. Then I'm like, oh man, we're actually playing like a team that we already played, so I got to prepare. So I tried to get them all in, and they were like all mad at me for calling them in. They're like, oh, I thought you said we had days off.
No days.
But, yeah,
I lied.
Yeah.
Those days off.
But yeah, man.
Doherty's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Are they?
Look at that response. Yep.
They're all good. DeMarr, what do you tell your kids? I always tell my kids this. I say,
as far as
every game that you play now, it's someone's championship, bro.
Yeah.
So that's how we look at it. Like, I don't care, Maine, South, North, Burncoat, Doherty. I don't care who we play. I said, every time you step on the court, it's somebody's championship game. So they're gonna come at you.
You're getting their best.
Play. Yeah. So
yeah, you're gonna get everybody's best. Yeah. And I tell my kids, like, yo, you're getting everybody's best shot. Every time you walk into a gym, you're getting their best. Be ready. You can't take other teams lightly because they're coming in trying to just upset you. If they beat you, none of the rest of their season doesn't even matter. Like you said, it's their championship.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? The best player in Burncoat's whole organization is on JV. What's her name? Is it Lolly?
Lolly. Sky. I call her Sky Diggins.
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, she plays with Ava, Maddie. She plays on my 9th grade team. My elite team. Yeah, she plays on my 9th grade elite team. She's very good. Right? Yeah, she's good.
Why is she on JV?
Because they won't allow, I guess because they won't allow like 8th graders to move up if they have enough girls.
Got you.
So I think that's Worcester Public Schools rule.
Got you.
Yeah. If she's 9th, yeah, she could, but just an 8th grader because, but she definitely could play varsity for them.
Oh, easily.
She's a monster.
Yeah.
She's a monster.
Yeah. With what was wrong? Nitsi was injured or?
I heard concussion or something to that. I don't know. She played against North the next game.
That's a pretty good backcourt if they ever get together. I'm not sure how old.
Yeah, I love her game. I love her game. Yeah, that's why I said I always want to play against the best. I mean, the girls are, I keep them in line about playing, and whoever's in our path, we just got to knock them off to get to where we want to get. They're just someone on the path to our championship. But you always want the best players to play, and I respect her game, and I coach when we respect her game. I don't care. Oh, well, she's the only one. No, we respect all opponents, and we'll see them again at their home, and she'll be back. So it's just another, motivation for our girls to play. And we got North. Everyone's saying, "Oh, what are you going to do against North?" They're disrespecting, but I'm like, my man Dan is doing something like most guys. This is what I say to Dan. Most people wouldn't take that job. The coaches want to take talent. They want to coach talent. They don't want to build. He's building, and some of the girls I spoke to, D, when I went to speak at your clinic, they were like, "Yeah." He's like, Coach says he wants to be like South, and that made me feel good. Like we follow. And I talked to those girls like they're my girls. Like I said, you guys are welcome to my gym anytime you want. I said, remember I told you, D, I said I wanted South High girls, Burncoat girls, Doherty girls, Main South girls,
Yep.
North girls to do something together. Not
Yeah.
we can fight when we play, but outside of basketball, we should be doing community stuff together and training together and doing things like that. That's what builds everything up.
And you talk to Dan about that, man, and that I was smiling from ear to ear because that's what the city needs, bro. Like, and now we got people in position like you, like me, like Dan, like Al, like you know what I mean? The list goes on, that we can actually bring people together, bring the schools together. Like, you know, even when we was coming up, there was a divide, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna, that's just what it was. And especially with the boys, I don't know, I didn't keep track of the girls as much, like their sports and stuff, but there was a divide with us, us and Doherty, we had our little rivalry or whatever. Obviously it turned into a rivalry with Holy Name, but it wasn't really a rivalry. We was all cool, you know what I mean?
Two best teams.
But exactly, that made it a rivalry competition. Right. But like we need to get the kids together more, and let them know, like, okay, yeah, when you compete, yeah, you got to go at each other, but off the court, it should be a thing where it's a mutual respect. We could go to a neutral gym together, like MTM, and go work out and train together and work out and build something. And now you never know. Maybe you'll take the best of the best right here and make a whole AAU team of everybody in Worcester instead of, oh, I got just this group of kids because they get along off the court or they know each other off the court. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a whole city thing. And you and Dan are onto something, man. And I want to see that through, D. Make sure we see that through.
And that comes with the city too, bro. Like today I tagged certain people, politicians and big people in Worcester to see what we're doing. And that comes with them. They got to step in and say, because D, I get these kids, 90% of these kids, well, I won't say 90, but 75% of these kids don't come to MTM parenting. They have one parent that works all the time. So they don't access to get to a car or get to the gym. Money is huge.
Right.
And they have no mentor. So that's my job. I have a gym. I can't turn a kid away because their parents don't have money. But we also have city money that the city can say, D, I speak with your mom a lot.
Yep.
I'm so like humble with, and everyone says, advocate for yourself, D. You should be begging for money. I shouldn't, bro. I've done this so long, man. I have a reputation, a good reputation of helping people. Why do I have to sit there and call people to say, give me money, bro?
Right.
I'm tired of that. They should see what I post. They should see what the kids are doing. They should reach out to me and say, Diego, I know you're running a camp, you and DeMarr.
Yep.
What can I do for you?
Right.
How many scholarships? How many? They know what kids we have in Worcester. They preach it all the time. But you're gonna preach, stay in school, don't do drugs, stay out of trouble, do this. I'm doing it, but no help.
Right.
So I'm doing double work, bro.
Yeah.
And money's everything in here. I got bills to pay. I'm the only one that got a gym. I don't rent. If I rented a gym, $100, I'll be a millionaire, bro. No, but I got to pay $8,000 a month for rent. You know what I mean? So these kids don't have money, so I have to take my fees, and I got to live my life too. I got to pay my bills and stuff. It's like, but I give so much to the city and these kids, and it's like, when is someone going to knock on my door and say, Diego, let me help you? How many? And I have one guy. I have actually. I'm not going to say no one does it. I don't want to put their names out there because but they're loved. They give love to the community and the kids in my program. They drop money. They drop some money and it helps these kids, and they see the kids because they're there every day. But why don't some of these guys come in, these politician guys that so-called supposed to be helping young black people in the city, black owners and this and that, haven't been in my gym yet, no names, but not stepped foot in my gym in 3 years. Never asked me, yo, can I help you? What do you need, D? I've been in your position. I know these kids. I see them every day.
Right.
Not one of them came in and asked me. I shouldn't be, yo, can I get money for, I got 10 kids that if I don't do anything for them, they're going to go the wrong way. I opened Ballers and Books. I did that homework center. That's why my girls are 3. I help these kids get in their classroom when they come to MTM. I make sure they're doing their homework. But no one's giving me money for that. No one's saying you need. Your mom came in and she was so impressed, and she does so much for the community. And she's like, Diego, you should do this and email this. But I look at that and I'm like, D, like, I know that's how you got to get money. You got to advocate and you got to, but sometimes it's just like, sometimes you're just tired of being a parent, bro. You know, it's like my kids are grown. You got to let them. I feel that way. Like I've done this so long.
Yeah.
When is it when they're gonna look at me and say, "Yo, D, I love what you're doing. Yes, South Eye Sting. That. What do you need?"
Well, you got to understand that they do it for ulterior motive. They have ulterior motives when they do it. It's
Yeah,
about
of course.
them. It's about, look what we did, and they want to promote
pictures and they want to do pictures.
And
Come on, man.
Not good, bad, right or wrong. It's just like, all right, are you going to continue to do it? First of all, don't do it once and then disappear. And you're right. Why ain't they coming to you? Why do you have to go to them? Like, this is for the city. You represent the city. So why wouldn't you help this man who's helping the city and helping keeping young kids off the streets? And like, I agree with you. I just think, there's different motives behind it. So,
you got to change
the competition thing, and
yeah, we got to change, bro. The city's got to change because some of the old ways don't work, bro. It don't work. But if you look at my history, your history of you doing clinics, you don't have 500 kids in there, D.
Right.
But you have the right kids in there.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say to you? You walk in that gym, they love it. You feeding them.
Right.
You're parenting them. Right. They're learning.
Right.
You're talking the right stuff.
Right.
You're directing them in the right situation. And it's
that's
like
bigger.
That's bigger. That's way bigger, bro. That's way bigger.
Having 500 because now it's more personable. Like, the kids, I got their attention. It's not really a lot of distractions. And if there was 500 kids, that would be great too. And I would find a way to make that work. I would just need more and more coaches in there. But like I said, man, we're doing the right things. We just got to keep going, D. And honestly, I feel like it is up to us, man. It's up to us to change, because who else is going to change the way things are going, bro? There's not many people, and this is not a shot at anybody, but there's not many people that are trying to change the culture of Worcester athletics and like the get kids off the streets. Like, who's trying to do those things? Like, yeah, there's certain people. There is certain people, and I hope nobody feels left out or feels targeted or whatever. But there's certain people doing things to try to keep kids off of the streets. Then there's certain people doing things to try to keep kids playing athletics and doing good at school. But we got to merge the two. Like, I feel like it's getting left out. Like, there's kids getting lost in the sauce, and those kids that are getting lost in the sauce, they're very influential on this group of kids. And as soon as one of this group of kids grades drop or injury happens, God forbid, or anything like that, then they could go the wrong way.
Exactly.
They could go the wrong way. But we need to, as a group, we need to figure out how to merge it all. And you're doing it. So we just gotta kind of follow your lead, I think. That's really what it is.
Here's the thing that I wanted to say, but people tell me not to talk about it, but you know me, I'm just gonna say what I am. I'm Charles Barkley, bro. I'm dead serious. So it's like, we'll use me and you. I'll be me, you be you. Mike's a donor. Okay, Mike's a big money guy. I can easily build my program off of donations that make me look good all the time. If someone kept giving me money, I can do so much. That's not building. That's what's going on in Worcester. Certain people are getting praised because they get money all the time, bro. If I got funding like that, I can do millions, bro. I have my own building. You know what I can do if someone said, here's $5,000, here's $5,000, here's $10,000, here's $5,000 every time I need it.
Right.
Come on, man. I'll be the king of the world, bro.
Right.
I'm not. That's not me though. I'm scrambling the money. I'm taking people's fees. I'm doing things, taking my personal money, taking other people, like Sam would take a pay cut to help kids, bro. Right. Some parents will step up and say, D, I love what you're doing. Here, let me give you an extra $100 for a kid. Let me we have that type of family in there. Yeah. And it's like,
shouldn't have to do that. I've been
doing this for years, bro. 20 years I've been doing that like that. No one's ever, I have a couple of guys that always come in, but it's just two people. But I see guys in the city and these programs that are running because they get funding, bro. They get funding every time they need to do something, and they get praised for it. Which I'm not mad, but don't act like we're not doing anything. Like I can't do some of the things I can because I can't get the money for it. I can't give out all this stuff. That's my personal money. So I try to build my programs off of what I can afford and what the fees I get from parents and my budget. But none of these guys are paying an $8,000 bill, bro, a month on top of their bills. So you're looking at paying like $12,000-$15,000 a month to survive.
Right.
But it's for the kids. 8,000 of that's kids. And that's why I was saying, like, you got these city guys, big money guys in the city that they see what I'm doing. It's not fake. They see all my kids go to college. They see all my kids doing community service. They see what I do. When they're going to knock on my door and say, yo, D, listen, I love it. I'm going to guarantee you this a year. If I get 10 people to say, give me that much money, I can have 100 more kids I can call parents and say, listen, bring your kid to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to feed them.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them clothing.
Got it covered.
You're covered.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to go, like you said, some guy will take them for a couple of weeks just because they're good.
Yep.
You know, you can play for free for me. But they're not learning anything. It's about basketball at that point. It's not how's their grades? What are they doing outside the work? Life stuff. It's all about basketball stuff. So it's like that's where we're lost, bro. Like it's and that's what makes me mad. And I just continue to do what I do. But working with someone like you, I had Ryan Brown for a little while, but he had to grow and do his own thing because of, he outgrew timing at my gym. But it's like bringing someone like you that's my age from my neck of the woods, my vision, it's just gonna help the city, bro. And all these kids that I see that you help and
it's gonna be
you do is motivating, bro. It's motivating to me.
Because we're the same, pretty much the same person. We come from the same, like you said, same background, grow up together, we each other, and it's more or less just doing it, man. Like it's there's nothing to it but to do it. Like we know what we bring to the table. I respect you, you respect me. I respect where you're at, and I understand where you're at in comparison to where I'm at with this. And I'm gonna take your advice, and I'm gonna build off of that. Like I get it. You've been doing it for a much longer than me. All right, now I have kids that are playing at a high level. Okay, that's a perk, right? So those things that we're bringing to the table, we understand. Like those things help in once we merge, it's just going to magnify. And now it's almost unstoppable. Like, okay, these two are together now. And then
it's over, bro.
Vision, like now, and now then don't let moms get behind us too, because now she's the
she's the brain, she's the motivator, bro. She knows. You always need a mom in there. You always need Mama Bear there. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, D. It's like when we say take over,
yes, sir.
We're talking about take over kids' lives. We're not talking about money. We're not talking about we're gonna make all this money. We're talking about changing kids' lives, man, forever, bro.
And we're doing it. We're doing it on a smaller scale right now.
Yes.
Not there like that.
Yeah, so we got to change, man.
We need the money there so we can do it on a larger scale, and then we can respect the entire thing.
I want to bring kids. I want to bring kids to the Basketball Hall of Fame. I want to bring kids to watch BC games. I want to bring kids that never been out of Worcester, bro. Like I want to bring kids to I was gonna say Whalen Park. That's old as hell. But I want to bring kids to, you know what I'm saying, like Six Flags and do fun things, movies and golf. And if some kid wants to go to ski, they want to go ski. How many kids from our era or been on a ski load? No, they don't go skiing.
I don't think I've even been. I'm be honest with you.
Exactly, but go on a ski trip. Like do things like that, man, for these kids that never would put themselves in it. And then when you have different type of kids from different type of towns, it makes it even better, bro. Because I always say this, Mike, DeMarr, I've been running this thing for a long time. You have some kids that are high, make good money. You have some kids, city kids that have no money.
Yep. And
everyone says, oh, it wouldn't work. But then you get those kids that have high money, hang with the low kids, and they think it's cool. They go to an apartment. No, I'm dead serious. They'll go to an apartment. Like parents have come up to me, be like, they went over their house. They live in a 3-bedroom apartment. They thought it was cool. And then you take that kid into their house where they have a huge house and they think that's cool. So it works, man. It's different parts of people don't get that, man. And that's what's the beauty of what I do. I try to bring these families together. Like some kids never had that many black friends, or some kids never had that many white friends or Hispanic friends, but it works because we make it work. We put it in front of them and show them real life stuff that this kid can't go to basketball camps. He doesn't have a basketball hoop in his yard. You know what I mean? He has to walk down the street to shoot. It's not like he can't just go out of his door and driveway shoot. He has to walk 3 miles, and then when they sleep over their house, they're like, oh, where we go? Oh, we walking to the corner store. We're gonna go get some juice and some chips. And they're like, oh, my mom usually drives me. You know what I mean? So it's like it's cool, and they talk about it, and it's like I just love it. But funding is everything, because then you can do more for these kids, bro. Like, I gotta live. I've done it so long, and you've done it for a long time, and it's just like, when is someone just gonna come up and say, "Yo, D, listen, I love what you're doing. Thank you. I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. What are you gonna do for me, though? What can you help me with so I can help?
I can help them.
The 10 other kids that I couldn't help. The 20 kids that got left out. You know what I mean? Like, what can you help me with, man? Like, I don't get it, bro. It's mind-boggling.
I think we're on the right track, though, D.
Yeah.
I know it's been frustrating because it's a long time coming, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's been 20 plus years, so it's a long time coming, and it's a little frustrating. And I don't want people to mistake our passion, because that's what happens, D. People
big time.
Mistake our passion and our mission and vision, and they our mission and vision gets overlooked by our passion. It's like, what's wrong with him? He's angry. Why is he talking like that? Why is he saying this? Da, 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 da. And it'll be taken wrong, and then people are people, and they're emotional too, and then they'll backtrack, and then they won't help. So I want people that are watching this to take this wrong. We're very passionate about what we do, and we're trying to help the young individuals to get better. And clearly, we're reaching out and for some assistance, right? So that's where we're at. And I think when we partner up, people will see it, because, like you said, I mean, you're huge in the city. I'm big in the city, but I think my kids have boosted me up. And now my basketball academy is growing because of that too, and because I'm being consistent over the past year since after COVID, because I took a break from that. But now it's about being consistent. You've been consistent. For me, it's about consistency, and me partnering with you is going to bring that consistency. So now, build it and they will come. They say you've built it, so where are they?
I do everything backwards, bro.
So let's just put we got to put the Batman symbol on the roof, man, and just, and shoot it up there. Let them know we're here, and we need y'all to come aid and assist us to keep these kids off the street. But if you don't mind, if I could switch gears a little bit, I want to shout out all the coaches in the city for everything they do, because it takes a village, is what my mom's always says. It takes a village, and we're all doing a great job. Some better than others as far as winning, right, D? Al, some better than others as far as winning, but we're all doing a great job as far as handling the kids and trying to keep them out of trouble, because you can't play these sports if you're not staying out of trouble. And you can't play these sports if you're not getting good grades. So we're all doing that parenting / coaching / mentoring job. And it's a lot. It's especially because, this ain't a full-time gig. Like I have a full-time gig outside of this. Not everybody, but I have a full-time gig outside of this. So I'm doing this on the side, and I have a family, I have a house, I have this, I have that. Kids playing ball at a high level, got to go see them, come back, coach, catch the games. It's a lot. So I just got to shout out all the coaches within the city, every single coach. I don't want to leave out no names, so I don't want to really name drop. But I just want to shout out all the coaches within the city for doing what we're doing and continue to do what we're doing. And let's band together a little bit. It's like you said, and get North, Doherty, South, all the schools. If we can get them in one gym, let's get them in one gym. It would be dope to have a clinic like that, like all the high school kids, whether it's JV in one time, and then all together JV and Posse Get them all in one gym. Let's compete. Coaches can chop it up. Boom, boom, boom. Let them go up and down. Let them compete, know each other, and then go back to their respective schools. And then when they compete against each other, it's like, oh, what's up? How you been? How's everything? Make a new friend from the other side of the city instead of being enemies or strangers. And then you never know what happens. Bump into each other on the streets or whatever. So that's a big deal to me. But leading into that, my North High team is looking good, man. Varsity is looking good, man.
Yeah,
I want to send a shout out to Ty DeMarr, man. He was in the hospital and he missed a few games there. And he's out now. So God is good, man, and he's doing better. His parents are phenomenal. It's me and his father is really close. And I sent him a shout out. I didn't get to go see him. I just, I'd be super busy. I wanted to go see him, but I didn't get to. But there's a key missing piece, and we took out Newton North, man, without him. And when North was number one, I haven't seen Lawrence, but I'm hearing good things about them. And I'm hearing they're the team to beat, believe it or not. So, people in the Worcester County are saying, Worcester North, and Worcester North is ringing. Matter of fact, while I was on this call, my man Brian Rudolph from the Bedford, he hit me up and said, yo, what's up? You got some kids out there? Because I guess he's coaching at another school right now, maybe a prep school. He's looking for kids. And that's another thing, D. They don't understand how well connected we are from doing this for so long.
Yeah.
And I think that gets overlooked, bro. I think that gets overlooked, and we can bring coaches to these schools. That's what I hope for Worcester public school basketball. I hope we can get to the level where we can bring coaches into the gym, where we can bring college coaches into the gym, whether it's D2, D3, D1, whatever. Bring college coaches into the gym, invite them to our games, and get these young men and women looks instead of having to go prep. Now, if you choose to go prep, that's your business. But what about the kids that don't? What about the kids that, do we get them looks? Is it about the kids or is it about us, man? That's
that's what I said. That was my conversation last week with him. It's like people are lost with like divisions, and I when I didn't go at them, but I was like with Grace. I used Grace and Tamia because they're like my last girl, like the oldest girls. All my other girls are in college, but it's like, how do you have two studs like that, both 3.0, Grace a 4.0, skills off the hook because they're at South? I have to send them to Marianapolis, which is a great school. They needed it because they lost a year of COVID and stuff like that. They're both young, so it fit them. Now they're starting to get offers, but like they won't go to South High to watch them. They'll go to Marianapolis, where South last year would probably beat them. Like we can beat prep school teams right now.
I don't understand.
So it's like that's where it's lost, bro. It's not about going to prep school to watch these girls, because I go to prep school girls and some of these girls can't even dribble. Still, it's just they have money and they go to that school. Their parents want them to go to that school, but I mean, basketball is basketball, bro. You pick up a ball, you got to play, regardless of where you're playing at. It's a team sport, but if I'm scouting, I'm looking at individuals anyway, right? So if I went to South and I sat down at a South grade, I'm like, yo, the Grayson, to me, these girls are nasty, bro. Right. And they're killing girls that are ranked. Like Grace just played one of the girls who had 15 Division I offers. She's ranked 12th in the state, and Grace held her to 2 points. Like what? But Grace got to struggle to get like scholarships. Like what? To me, it killed 2 of their girls, and the coach came up to him and said, I have 2 Division I girls that have 10 offers, Duke, a bunch of offers, and you just murdered both of them. She like fouled both of them out, but she has no offers because it's politics, bro. It's all politics, bro. Because they come from a small sting program that beats up the big teams, but we don't have the money or the funding to do the Vegas and all those big tournaments because our kids just can't afford it. But we still compete at a high level. We train at a high level. And they play at a high level. That's what it should come down. It shouldn't be because you don't play for this AAU. We're not recruiting you because we never heard of Sting, or I didn't see Sting at Vegas. So no, it don't work like that. And I say shame on the people in Worcester. Like you got Division I Holy Cross, you got Division II Assumption. Shame on you. They're right in your backyard, bro.
Should be there.
that would kill any of your girls you're recruiting right now. You should be
I
at their
don't
games.
I don't
How you
understand
not know who they are?
I don't
Like,
understand why they're in the gym now.
exactly.
Your gym, and they should be in our gym every game.
Yes.
Local kids, talented kids. You got first dibs at them. Nobody else is coming, clearly, right? Unfortunately, but nobody else is coming from out of state colleges or whatever. So you got first dibs on them. So if you come in and you get this kid first, his eyes are gonna be wide open and her eyes are gonna be wide open. Like, oh, that's my first.
And a coach that's from Worcester, and a coach that believes in being homebred. Like you. Let's use assumption. If you sign Tamia and Grace, your games are going to be packed. Instead of going to California getting a girl that don't have family up here who ain't going to come to the games. Right. They got to watch it on Zoom, like over online. Like,
and they're probably not as good.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying. I study basketball. I see all the recruits, people come in because I always compare. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, how do you not know who Tamia Nunez is, bro? She's doing things that you don't even see on your team now with your seniors. Like, what?
Yeah,
and she's a good kid.
Educate me. Know the answer to this, but so I know prep schools. I send both of my kids to prep schools for whatever reasons. So they can go into the practices, like college coaches. They can go into their practices. Is it against rules of the public schools, for a college coach to come sit in a practice and watch a practice? Or
like, I invited a college. I think they have their peak time that they can do it. So they have their time where they can do it. And they were impressed with my practices, bro. They're like, oh, I have college coaches asking me what my sets are.
So they
want to know, we have college coaches at South High now. A bunch of Division III schools. Love the coaches, very supportive. But it's like, it comes down to this too. Like, and I hate to say it this way, and I never believe, but if you have a girl that's really skillful, like we'll use like your son. This is your son example. Say he's coming out. He got Louisville. He got Providence. He's like my girls are. I always say like Grace and Tamia can play a low Division I. We'll use them now. High Division II, I think they can compete at. They'll be unbelievable Division III, right? I don't mind sending them Division III or advocating to go Division III because I believe a college is school. A school will find you. You're going to get an education. But it becomes money, bro. Like these kids have no money. None. I don't want them to pay for bills when they're 40 years old, bro. Like paying back loans at 40 years old.
Full scholarship is the way to go, period.
Yes, it has to be. And I feel bad for the Division III schools that are supportive, but it's like when I talk to them, it's like I want them to go there because I think you're a great coach. I think they'll strive here. I think they'd be unbelievable. I don't care about the likes they get and all that stuff because I want them to be on the court. I want them to be on the court for 36 minutes, 37 minutes. But it's like they don't have – you can give them only $26,000, bro. A year. But they still got to be responsible for where they're going to get that money from.
Yeah, what about the kid in the long run? You got to think about the kids.
Long run, you're going to kill their credit. You're going to, family don't have no money. That's the only bad thing about the Division III is because
you got to think D2 if they're talented enough. You got to think division.
And that's what.
It's true. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to. Like, the free education is critical, bro, and then that's why they're playing. That's why they've sacrificed a lot to be on the court to get this good. So try to go get a free education, and if they're good enough too, then we should, as coaches, we should push them in that direction, or just advocate for it. Like, okay, I think this would be a good choice for you because and then it has to make it known, free education. Paying back student loans and the rest of your life here. You know what I mean?
That's the only negative. And if it comes down to it, I've sent kids to Division III and we helped them with payments. We try to do whatever we can do. They work they'll work with me in the summer to get summer money, whatever, to pay their loans. But when I know a kid can play that level, man, and you're in the backyard, man, you got to come see these girls, man. Like I got some of these young girls right now, like that can play Division II, bro.
Assumption should be kicking North's door down right now.
Oh my God, bro. I don't get it, bro. To me, You don't even notice. To me and Grace can play for Assumption College right now.
What's Clark? What division is Clark?
Clark's 3. I love the lady at Clark. She's new. She
I like
actually sent one of our girls there. Ashley Layton's there. Sam's alumni there, so she loves the school, and the new coach is very good. She's in the community and stuff like that. And but that's what I said. Like, I'll send my kids wherever they're fit, whatever What I mean? But it's a money thing. It comes down to if you're willing to pay and you don't mind paying. Hey, if fit you have a great career, you get a good job out of it. But if they can go for free, it's even better, man. And I'm not going to send a kid that's going to sit on the bench. I mean, just because I want them, if they want to play basketball, they can go. Like, Emmanuel College is looking at Grace really bad. And my sister's a Hall of Famer there. Great school. He makes his NCAAs every year. Every year he wins.
Oh, we're going to man. We're playing
Yeah.
Lawrence.
I seen that. We were gonna play Fenway. He wanted us to play Fenway that Saturday game, but I can't move it to Emmanuel because it's senior night for Ari. So it's our Saturday game at home. It's like our last home game. We were gonna do it at Emmanuel College so the kids can get that atmosphere of a college gym.
Gotcha.
But senior day was Ari's senior day, so
should be a good one between us and Lawrence.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
They're the talk. I mean, I've heard people talking, and obviously people around here. What's the North? North? But in the bigger picture, I heard people talking like, "Yo, Lawrence is tough." Yeah. So I want to see how we're gonna hold up against a team that I guess they're number 1 right now. I thought New and North was, but I guess Lawrence is maybe because we beat them. Lawrence that spot, but so we got to knock off 2 number 1 teams in one season. We're saying something,
Yeah, that Malden Catholic team was really good too. Yeah, I seen them play South. They're legit, bro. They're big too. Yeah, they're good. They're like a really good team. I don't know what division they are. I think they won. I'm pretty sure they won. But they're legit. They have some big boys on that team.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be reaching out to some coaches, man, because I feel like that's my job. I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but as a coach, I feel like that's my job. Like, what else am I doing if I'm not reaching out to coaches? If I feel like kids can play at a higher level, and you know what I mean. And as far as prep schools, that's their own business. I mean, there's people that are asking me. I know some prep school coaches I'm cool with. I told you one just hit me up. I got my man Dwayne Pina. I don't know if you remember Dwayne. I got him. He's coaching at a prep school too. He came out to the game. He came out to the St. John's game. I see a couple coaches. My man Corey, he came out to the St. John's game too. Or no, the Newton North game, because he's from Boston. So I got prep school coaches, but that's cool. That if that's what the route kids choose to go, then I mean it is what it is. I would love for them to stay here and be able to get the same recognition. That's
exactly.
I would love.
Exactly.
In a perfect world. So my job is I'm going to try to start reaching out to college coaches. Yo, listen, got this kid. You probably should come see him. And I'm going to try to do it this year. Now, I'm not try. I'm going to do it this year, especially in the postseason. And the postseason hits, I'm making calls. Hey, listen, we're here. This is our district game, WPI, wherever. You know what I mean? Y'all should probably show up and look at this kid. I'm gonna be calling Assumption. I'm gonna be calling other schools that are close around here, and I might even reach out to some other schools right in Boston and Springfield and Connecticut. It is, but that's the job that I think we need to do. I think we need to do as coaches a better job of that. And it's not that you have to do it for everyone, because some people they got to keep working. But for the kids that are working, that have been working, and that can level up, we should be making them calls. And you never know. Come sit in the gym and watch that kid. It happens all the time. It's about opportunity. Come sit in the gym and watch that kid. And let's say I was coaching the girls for North, and I had a couple girls, and I made a call. And now we're playing South. They'll come sit in the gym thinking about the kid from North and be like, yo, who's this girl from South?
Exactly. It always happens that way.
Right. So,
but that's not to cut you off, but Sam does that. So Sam had all the girls open Twitter, a Twitter account. So they all have their own Twitter. So after each game, we take the highlights of the game and we just at people. We tell people, hey, Sam posts all their stats on there. So they all all of our girls have a Twitter, and they all put, we're playing at this game today. This is the score. This is our stats. It's every game they do it. So colleges can start seeing, oh, whoa, who's this Blue and who's this Jayla? Wow. And then on top of it, you got Mike with his platform. So that's what she started this year. They all, I can't go on Twitter. I get in trouble.